Well, first tonight, the Orlando area, #1 vacation destination in the U.S., right? And one of the largest in the world, as we know. The tourism industry accounts for more than a fifth of the region's GDP. But a new series by the Orlando Sentinel finds low-wage hospitality workers often struggle in a community lacking affordable housing and transportation options. The investigation has drawn a swift response from lawmakers.
Our workers are being left behind. They cannot find affordable housing. They are commuting sometimes 2 to 3 hours to get to work, sometimes even longer because of how far they have to live away from the theme parks to be able to afford housing, if they can find it at all while we're getting ready to issue hundreds of millions of dollars in corporate welfare and corporate incentives to the Universal Studios of the world, who, by the way, have raked in record profits on the backs of our workers.
So we'll get to the issue of what Representative Carlos Guillermo Smith, who you just heard from, called corporate welfare. We'll talk about that more in a minute. But Shabeli, we'll start with you, and we'll start with wages. Orlando ranks last in the nation for median wages among America's 50 largest metro areas. Is that down to the dominance of the hospitality industry?
In part, yeah. We have so many tourism jobs here, 280,000 tourism jobs. It's the largest part of our economy. And ultimately, when so many of your jobs are in a low-wage industry, it basically depreciates the wages in all other sectors. And so that's why we see such low wages here.
I have been here in this market for almost 20 years, and this is really one of the most in-depth looks at this issue that I've ever seen. What has been the response to this reporting from the industry? We talked about the industry a little bit, but unions, politicians, we've heard Carlos Guillermo Smith talking about it.
Yeah, so we've been talking to politicians since the story came out about what their positions are. There's a lot of different sort of ways to attack this issue. Or, we know from some lawmakers telling us they would be supportive of a potential bill this session on affordable housing and the Sadowski Fund at the state, which is the state trust fund that's supposed to go to affordable housing, but every year it gets raided, as we know. They want to stop that from happening.